And now it's time to check in with our Lee Tae Ho for our regular arts and entertainment segment. And so we have our Tae Ho joining us live in the studio. Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon, Conn-young.
Right, so we have the long Chuseok holiday coming up starting tomorrow. And this year it's a long one, 5-day one. And you know, it's when families gather together, and it's always nice to have a few ideas of what to do with your families.
You're exactly correct. Now, I know a lot of you will be spending time away from your loved ones during the long Chuseok holiday, while some of you will be spending a lot of time. Regardless, here are some activities to look forward to during the long holidays and that people of all ages are sure to enjoy. First off is the Korean folk village located in Yongin, Gyeonggi-do, which is in the vicinity of Seoul. What better place to spend your Chuseok holiday than at a traditional Korean village to see how the holiday was spent by the nation's forefathers during the Chosun Dynasty. The village is an exact replica of how life was in the past. And for Chuseok, the village is offering special performances of traditional farm music or nongak, tightrope dancing, horseback riding, and even a traditional wedding ceremony. These are just a few of the many activities being offered over the extended holiday weekend. Join all the festivities which begin on Thursday the 19th and run throughout the weekend. For directions, transportation information, and a schedule of the daily performances, you can check out the Korean Folk Village homepage at www.koreanfolk.co.kr. Now, if you don't want to travel outside of Seoul for the holidays, why not stay in the city and visit the National Folk Museum of Korea, located inside Gyeongbok Palace in Chongno. The museum will be offering a variety of festivities for the holidays. Join in for a hands-on experience with hanji, which is traditional Korean paper, or maybe you need to ward off some evil spirits. If that's the case, you can learn to carve yourself a wooden duck figurine that scares off demons. Or perhaps you would like to try some traditional Korean folk games. The National Folk Museum has you covered there as well. You can try your hand or feet, rather, at jegichagi, which is kicking a shuttlecock with your feet. Or you could always try your luck at throwing arrows in the traditional game, Tuho. If all of that sounds like too much work for you, you can sit back and enjoy the free music and dance performances that the museum will be holding throughout the day. The museum will open to the general public from 9 in the morning to 7 at night. For more information, log on to the Korean Folk Museum homepage at www.visitkorea.or.kr.
Well, you know, Tae Ho, that all looks like much fun and also very educational for your kids to learn about their roots and the traditions of Korea during this traditional holiday. But also, you talked about Gyeongbok Palace, and you know, we as Seoulites are very lucky to have such a traditional palace, Chosun Dynasty palace, right in downtown Seoul. And what can we enjoy there?
Well, you know, there's going to be a lot of performances at Gyeongbok Palace as well, which is connected to the National Korea Folk Museum. And the Gyeongbok Palace will be offering like a very exciting tightrope walking display, as well as the Bukchong Lion Play, which is in front of the throne hall, and it's traditionally held to scare off demons as well. There will also be gilnori, which are road plays, and a performance of percussion instruments that were traditionally held at the palace as well.
Right, and I remember every Chuseok or Thanksgiving holiday here in Korea, we make these rice cakes called songpyeon, and a tryout of those are also held at Gyeongbok Palace every year. I don't know if they're holding one this year, but it's definitely one to check it out for all of our viewers out there.
You're exactly correct. Not only that, they also have a trying out kind of time for hanbok, which is the traditional Korean attire during the Chuseok holidays, and what our forefathers all wore during the Chosun Dynasty and during traditional festivals here in Korea.
Right, you know, all those activities are deeply rooted in Korean tradition and Korean history. So, you know, for all of our foreign viewers out there as well, they could come and enjoy Korea.
Exactly. It's kind of like a history lesson of Korea and to see where our roots are really from. And despite all that, the Harvest Festival, Chuseok, is also held to be very thankful for the bountiful harvest, and Koreans also hold a memorial service for their ancestors, traditionally called the chare. And you can never forget the traditional wishing to the rabbit in the moon, which is very similar to the man in the moon concept in Western cultures.
Right, there is a rabbit there in the moon, right?
Exactly.
Definitely so. All right, thank you, Tae Ho, for that, and we'll be talking to you tomorrow as well.
All right, I'll see you again tomorrow.